Hey everybody, I hope everybody's having a good day today. I want to share with you guys a Holy Spirit dream that I had a couple of days ago. Uh, Whenever God gives you dreams through the Holy Spirit, it's always amazing, and the revelations that come with it are amazing too. And so I want to share it with you guys. Um, I had laid down to take a nap, and I was in between sleep and awake, and I seen myself being chased by a group of people, and they were shooting at me, throwing bottles at me, throwing rocks at me, whatever they could pick up to throw at me. And there was other people around these people that were doing it, but they weren't trying to hurt me. They were just there. And I ran to hide behind a little wall. And whenever I ducked behind the wall, I heard a voice inside me. It was the voice of God. He said, "What are you doing? Stand and face them." And immediately I stood up and I turned to face them. And when I did, there was a brilliant light that flashed out of my chest. It was like the light of 1,000 suns. It just flashed, and immediately those that were throwing things at me and shooting at me were exposed to this light, and they looked like they had been at the epicenter of a nuclear explosion. Their skin blasted away from them, and then their muscles blasted away from them, and then you could see their bones. And the only thing that was left of them by the time the flash was over was this smoking, black, slimy, rotting, smelling heart that was just sickening. But the other people that weren't throwing things at me, it was amazing. Whenever the blast of light hit them, it exposed what was inside their heart. And their hearts were just brilliant. It was like diamonds, and they reflected the light back. And it was beautiful. It was like diamonds that were reflecting this light of the sun. And so the light radiated from me to them, and they radiated back, and with us all together, we were able to expose the darkness in these people and to expose their heart. It was amazing. You know, some time ago I had a dream, and I posted it on here on YouTube. It was called 114 Throne of God. And in that dream, there was a large group of people. There was Christians, there was Muslims, there was Buddhists, you name it. There was all different types of people. And there was this brilliant light. And we were all walking towards the light. But only a few of us could get to the source. The rest couldn't do it. They had religion. They didn't have a relationship with God. They were trying to get to the source of light by their own way, and they couldn't do it. The heat was too much for them. Their hearts were exposed for what they are. But the ones who the Father pulled in was amazing, because once they were pulled into the light, they began to take on the characteristics of God. They begin to change. You know, there's a lot of people out there that will throw stones at you, spiritual stones at you, that will hate you because of your calling, or because of the blessings that God has given you by changing you and making you a new person. There's all types of people out there like that. And what God has shown me in my dream is that to stand strong, let His light shine through you, and in the end, the darkness will always be exposed in them, and you'll see them for who they are. You know, I've been teaching here lately that if we have the Holy Spirit in us, then we should reflect the Father, and the Father is love. You know, it's the fruit of the Spirit combined. In Romans 8:19, it reads, "The creation waits in eager expectation for the sons of God to be revealed." You know, the Greek word for revelation is apocalypsis, and it means unveiling, uncovering, revealing. It's not what a lot of people think. And it's principally used of the revelation of Jesus Christ, a spiritual manifestation of Christian previously unknown because it was veiled or covered. And the word sons in here is huios, and it's a son by birth or adoption figuratively. But spiritually, it's anyone sharing the same nature as their father, same as females, male or female. It's resembling the Father's character more and more by living in faith, which is pistis, divine faith, only given by God, God's divine persuasion. We've all heard that old saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you're a son of God, then you're connected to the tree of life. And you begin to take on the characteristics of the Father, which is love. And the apple truly doesn't fall far from the tree. But there are others out there who claim to know God, who claim to have a personal encounter with God and to be led by His Spirit, but they're connected to the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the apple doesn't fall far from that tree either, and they show the characteristics of their father, which is Satan, and their flesh. If you're a child of God and you've been changed by the Father, and you've taken on the character of the Father, and it's not by your works, it's all by the Father. You can never boast of anything good about yourself. It's all the work of the Father inside you. Then stand. If you're being persecuted by others out there, stand and let the light of God, the light of Jesus Christ, shine through you. And in the end, all the darkness, all those out there who claim to be something that they're not, they'll all be exposed, and their hearts will be exposed for what they are. Stand, you guys, stand. In these times that we're in, seems like there's a lot of spiritual manifestations out here of people who literally hate you for the calling that you've received. Stand. I love you all. God bless.